before.
Really good.
But next up, this is going to be a really good set. So we already saw Goblin once on stream. We're going to bring him back. And if he caught the set right before our block, Send went down home, losing to BassMage.
What?
Jigglypuff pulled it out. Game 5 against Send. We're going to see BassMage now with a Jigglypuff up against a giant fire sword, seeing what he can do if he can keep this dream alive with probably one of his best placements yet in a major.
So one of the things I know personally that I've been told by Suarez and Player 4 is that BassMage's adaptation is next level.
It's good.
And you have to have that when you're playing a character like Jigglypuff, who is susceptible to getting absolutely clapped to hell in this game.
It's a mix of having your good defense, but then also good offense, because if you can read just a couple right things, 1 pound is going to take off like 40–45% of your shield. A second one's either going to shield poke or break it at that point, depending on how long they've been holding shield.
And he's so aggressive, too. In Squad Strike, we were seeing him going balls to the wall.
Who else did he play besides Puff in that? I didn't get to catch him in these matches.
He played Aegis and Fox.
Okay.
Not the characters I was expecting.
Yeah, right? Those are the exact opposite of Puff.
Yeah,
but,
literally.
If he makes it work, he makes it work.
He's so aggressive with his edge guarding, though, and I think we're going to see that come into play against Goblin.
Yes.
You know, Roy, as we laud, a character with somewhat of a substandard recovery, but Goblin does such a good job of mixing it up every single time. So I'm curious to see how BassMage is going to adapt, because with Puff, she is floaty, so you have to commit to an option in the air eventually. You have to commit to that drift. You have to commit to those hitboxes.
Those options aren't that bad, though. Nair can just kind of stuff out Roy's double jumps. Like, the whole Puff versus Sword matchup is very interesting, because I feel like Ike is one of Puff's worst matchups, but then Lucina, a top-tier better character than Ike, Puff doesn't do that bad, I guess, because Puff can just create a giant wall of just Nair to create taking out the double jump, which won't work as much against Ike with side B, but will work against Roy here against Goblin.
Yeah, there's also a semblance of consistency in BassMage's punish game with the usage of Nair. We are seeing a lot of him in Squad Strike using Nair as opposed to Fair to really just keep pushing there, because whatever direction Puff is drifting in, it doesn't matter what direction Puff is facing. If you Nair and you're going one direction, you will push that character in that direction.
Yes.
So I want to see how Goblin is going to operate around that, because BassMage can be scary. Do not sleep on this guy. He's the best player of this character, and a lot of people don't have high-level Puff matchup experience. It simply just doesn't exist.
Don't sleep on him before he sleeps on you. And I don't really know Goblin to be much of a Wi-Fi warrior, which is where probably most people would have gotten the Puff experience.
Sleeping, enjoy your nap, Goblin.
Oh, he missed the jump. All right, got another one.
Oh my God, the rest three. Are we gonna see a rest here?
Yeah,
yes,
that's
we
kill percent. Yep. Oh, he's dancing right there in the player cam. He's moving. He's feeling it.
And yeah, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of up B from Goblin as well. A move that does have super armor when Roy is grounded currently. But man, that's an explosive first stock right there for BassMage. And in a matchup like this, you can really, you have to take all that you can get.
However, Roy's known for killing early, and against a character like this, oh my God, anything is going to like destroy Puff. You thought this was kill percent, this is like ultra kill percent.
I think also this might be on par for like the best placement a Jigglypuff player has had at a major ever.
For an open major, I believe it is, yes.
I'm pretty sure it is.
So I mean, if you want to talk about like small invitational type things, at the most recent Ultimate Summit with the VIP bracket,
he won it.
Yeah.
Over Wadi, which is insane. So.
Or no. Wadi got first, BassMage got second.
Oh, okay.
One over H-Box is what it was. So there were 2 Puffs in top 3.
There you go. That's actually wild. So yeah, jab, up air right there. Really good storied Roy confirm right there. And man, Goblin seeming to struggle a little bit on how to exactly open up BassMage. It's tough when you have to commit to your aerials against a character who's constantly playing neutral in the air. You know, you're used to, Goblin very used to operating on the ground with how to find his openings. But when you're up against a character who is pretty much just dash dancing in the air the entire time, it becomes a little bit more difficult to kind of call out those options because it's more ambiguous. Your aerial options cause more committal than a lot of Roy's grounded ones because a lot of his strength is in his movement.
There goes. The Nair just creates a wall. He already uses double jumps. Just go out there, trade with the up B. You're going to hit the earlier part of it, not the strong hitbox at the end, so who cares? Puff is fine.
Ooh, this could be a big, not going to get the sweet spot on that jab right there. The good part is I believe jab confirms we'll be killing a lot more earlier. But man, BassMage's punish game has been just so lethal on Goblin.
Right, and now with Rage at this point, 53 is kill percent. Oh, it's going to be close. Needs to find a way. Shouldn't die to that just yet.
Yeah, Goblin just trying to grasp at straws here, trying to find these kill options, but BassMage has been ready for it every single time.
Barely missed, running off into the Nair there. Looks like he got stuck into a walk instead of a run to kind of fall off there, which could have been it for Goblin, but he's still looking healthy right now. BassMage has it. He's on the ropes.
And One thing we've been noticing is Goblin kind of just trying to force his will upon BassMage this entire time. We haven't really seen a lot of Goblin waiting for BassMage to come to him. Rather, Goblin just trying to force his way onto BassMage every single time. So this is tough. This is looking tough. I feel like Goblin may have to take a step back after this game 1 if he loses it, which is looking pretty feasible right now.
Right? I don't. Does he have a jump? He didn't.
That's it.
That's it. Get away. All right.
Yeah, see, it doesn't matter. Once that Nair pops, you're gonna go flying. Yeah, BassMage with a micro pop-off right there, jamming out. I have no idea what he's listening to. He probably anime music or something.
Singing-based character, you gotta feel the music.
Probably Haikyuu. I don't know. No clue. I don't know what BassMage likes. Goblin, though, no stranger to clutch moments, as we saw against this set against Anathema earlier. So I don't know what we're going to be seeing. And yeah, we're seeing the Tekken music come out, the Goblin power-up, and that means we're going to be going to Battlefield for this game, too.
You meant Haikyuu, the volleyball anime, right?
Yeah.
I literally just started that like a couple days ago.
I've heard it's really hype. I've only seen like 2 episodes.
I'm like 7 or 8 in. It's good.
There's a reason why everyone goes crazy over it. Like I've heard the quality of it. It's just insane.
Yeah.
It's gotten so many Smash players into volleyball too. I'm not kidding.
However, interesting enough, so we've always seen a lot of PS2, especially in the Goblin sets from earlier on, but we're seeing him counterpick to Battlefield, which Puff also has some stuff on the stage. Like, the little bit more closed-in platforms means those jump sings are going to hit through that and cover the entire platform.
And I'm very curious because I think this also allows Goblin more area to really shark. It gives him platforms to get those jumps up to kind of call BassMage out in the air because he does want to opt to play this a little more aggressively. Ooh, this is big though.
Ooh, that was close.
Good DI for the ledge there. I feel like if your DI is on point at lower percent, you shouldn't really be getting edge guard by Puff too often.
Ooh,
big kill! Oh my god.
Good DI.
That almost killed at 72. Like, there's a testament to how light Puff is in this game. That's enough evidence for you guys right there.
And it looked like good DI too, and it's sad that like you would think you're just bad, like fine even on bad DI there at that point, but Puff is that light against, and Roy's that strong.
These sour spot up airs, this pool noodle just slapping BassMage repeatedly, getting a lot of damage up, and finally the sweet spot up air is going to net that first stock for Goblin right there. That
middle diamond area is going to be so key in this matchup, and I actually kind of think Puff could do pretty well there, kind of stuffing out hitboxes there, but I feel like Goblin over this first stock, including the kill there, has been placing those strong hitboxes right where they need to be in that middle.
I think another thing that's beneficial about this stage as well, to add on to that, is that it gives Goblin more landing area. Like, given how slow Puff's airspeed can be a little bit, it allows Goblin more landing options. Landings really can't be sharked by Puff here unless Goblin really messes up.
Goblin's been on that top platform more than you think a swordsman usually would be, and it's working out in this matchup.
He's just going for these, like, BassMage can't really find an adequate amount of real estate to land on here, but that F smash gonna be catching that landing right there. And this is good for BassMage, honestly, here. If he can get a quick edge guard right here, that'd be enough to really put things in perspective for him.
There's never not too much of a loss of a lead there as long as you're at tied stop with Puff, but now comfortable lead for Goblin.
And now we're noticing a little bit of a tone shift here. Goblin playing a little bit more grounded in those situations, just trying to anticipate BassMage's landings. Is this going to be a stock this early? Oh my god.
BassMage's use of down air and conversions off there are so good. He got down air to nair to grab there. It was a 0 to 50 combo effortlessly from this low tier. Sure.
I know. And I think it's another thing when I constantly say that I don't think any character is bad in this game. I don't think any character can do decently at a major in this game. It's just about how viable they are and how far. They're going to be outliers for sure, but BassMage's already proving that Puff has more than enough to do it, and I cannot believe he had enough time for that F smash.
I know. You can mash out if I'm not mistaken, but it's also with the percentages he was at.
My man was ready to take a nap.
I found out about this recently. If I'm not mistaken, there is actually a little bit of a comeback mechanic with mashing out of sleep that when you are ahead of the game, it takes longer to mash out of.
Really?
I recently lost a game. I had a big lead into a hero snooze, and it applies to both Sing mechanics that if you're actually ahead, you mash out
That's interesting.
later.
I actually didn't know that. I didn't know that Puff had it. See, Puff isn't that bad. You got comeback mechanics to even it up.
If you can land Sing, thanks to
Lucario ain't the only one.
Don't remind me. I hate that character.
But Goblin going to be netting out that game 2 right there. And this is going to be a doozy. I feel like Goblin got a little shook up game 1, but I feel like he knows he has memorized this game plan at this point. And now it's up to BassMage to really counter-adapt here. I wonder what adjustments we're going to see from BassMage. It's all about, I think, catching Goblin when he's being lazy.
Yes.
I feel like catching these sloppy landings, getting these rests in positions where Goblin is not really cognizant of, because that's the time when a low tier gets you, is when you least expect them to.
Game 1 was on PS2, and it worked really well for BassMage in that set, so he can't go back there due to DSR.
He's
However,
vibing, yo.
he's going to go to the next closest thing.
He's jamming
Love
out.
the energy.
I love it, too. It's great. It's good to see a player in good spirits, too, this deep in the bracket.
All right, gets a little bit of openings
that's
early
gonna
on.
be huge.
Barely missed that.
I wonder if it was the aerial drift after that got him in that situation. Because
a little bit to the left there,
yeah.
in the middle.
Faded a little bit of a fadeaway right there, and it gave Goblin that could have been a really fat punish for BassMage right there. No tech, but Sour spot of dash attack actually not going to take Goblin off the stage too far. Really fortunate for him.
Trying to find his way in. Parry, he's actually been pretty consistent with that too from, like, not a rub.
And yeah, again, you know, we're in a more PS2-esque stage right here, so but no top platform for Goblin to really shark off of this time, so he's going to have to play a bit more conservatively here on out. Man, BassMage, so consistent with these edge guards, but oh no, getting caught sleeping right there. Goblin with the fatty bear right there to take that stock off.
We are as tied as possible can be. Each person has one game, and then they were at 0% for a moment there.
Yeah. It's actually ridiculous. I'm loving Goblin's up B usage, though. You know, a lot of the times where BassMage has tended to get a little too over-aggressive and try to land on Goblin, that anti-air tool with that super armor is going to be able to tank through those hits every single time. And this is when Goblin is at his scariest, man. When he's in the driver's seat, BassMage, you know, has been able to find some openings off here, but when you're up against a character like Roy who can keep tempo with you on the ground, it's hard to find your way in.
I don't think he's used back air for a bit there. It was super fresh, able to kill from middle stage. And before that, I mean, he was doing really good because he only took 1.6% the entire stock. He's controlling the stage right now. It's completely Goblin like battlefield.
And I like how Goblin has been weaving in and out with these aerials, just using them at different arcs. You know, up air to really, you know, catch those jumps from BassMage, forward air or back air to really catch any sort of horizontal approaches. You know, he's just kind of weaving in and out and dancing around BassMage, forcing BassMage to play a little more grounded, honestly.
If Puff's going to control the air, remember, Roy can control the ground. Keep doing it. Use your speed. Go left and right even faster than Puff can.
Like, with this many options being threatened to kind of cut up BassMage, getting him ever so closer to confirm percentage, it's looking more and more difficult for BassMage to really find some sort of opening on Goblin. Because Roy is just so evasive.
Doing what he can to get in, but this is Goblin's game right now. He figured something out.
I think it was just a matter of managing his options a little better. You know, if there's also different types of aggression. Like, Goblin was kind of trying to force his will on BassMage game 1.
Yes.
Really got him called out for sloppy landings and a lot of stuffed out aerials. Goblin is positioning himself at this healthy mid-range and still swinging his sword as much as he can to dissuade BassMage from taking those trades. Because if Goblin's a stock up and BassMage is a stock down, and you're taking trades with Roy over and over again, your time is limited on this earth.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So, really smart adaptation by Goblin right there.
We're going to need to see even better adaptation, though, from BassMage right now going into Game 4, doing what he can to stay in the set.
And here we go. If we want to see the story, one of the main storylines of this tournament progress further, BassMage has to make something happen here.
Yes.
Going back to small battlefield, I don't know if there was a better counter pick at BassMage's disposal or if it was banned already.
The fact that that was the most decisive game we've seen yet, that makes me worried to go back to this. Granted, I think Puff, while can always come back with some early kills and whatnot, it's kind of hard to regain a lead as Puff. So once that, like, Goblin had that really explosive stop there, the second one, it's like, it's so hard to come back against a sword like that.
Yeah, I agree with that, and in tandem with that, I feel like that finding your openings on that are so limited. So if you're whiffing these very small opportunities you have to maximize your punish game, you're going to be finding yourself down. You know, Roy is very clearly in the driver's seat right now. It's all about Puff to really find the cracks in the armor, and my God, Goblin is leaving so few of them right now. But these dare loops coming out. Hold on now.
Game 1 of this game, or stock 1 of this Game 4 is looking just like stocks 2 and 3 of the last game. It's just like, so it shows that maybe the stage wasn't the right pick.
So the BassMage starting to find little tiny openings here or there on the ground with these dare loops and rising nairs, you know, just kind of poking out Goblin here and there. But might as well have given him a DP right there because that uppy is going to take that stock right off.
I think he's a Shoto.
He could be.
Like, no projectile. Sorry.
No projectile. No Shoto.
Damn. All right, off stage. Oh, just did a little lit on the nair there. Goblin's timing of the uppies have been just a little bit different over each of these games, and they're perfect to get around BassMage's neutral air.
I like how Goblin doesn't waste any time on his recoveries either, just opting a snap for up B when he knows he's in within range for it, because he's still saving his jump. So even if he's in a compromising position right there that BassMage can cover, he's at least giving himself a little more leeway to make it back in the end.
Yes. That
And
speed
man.
on the ground and the platforms and everywhere. He's covering everywhere BassMage is going.
And this is looking like the end of BassMage's run here, unfortunately. 3 stocks to 1 against Goblin. You know, you have to be playing out of your mind here and engage some sort of Yomi, some sort of switch. You know, pop a Senzu bean or something. You got to figure something out here.
Gets him off stage.
Ooh,
Gets in
that's
there
a
that
stock.
time. Oh, he had
Oh,
the jump.
he misses it.
Honestly, not gonna lie, the fact that like Goblin is like sitting comfy right now, and he still had a presence of mind to keep
Yeah.
his jump and not recover lazy. He is doing it
Oh my God,
regardless.
you almost killed off that. Yeah, he's not. The one thing, like I said, Goblin, the downfall of people against a character in this matchup is just getting lazy. Goblin has been on this entire time, and he hasn't really been off ever. He's never really been skipping a beat whatsoever, hasn't been slowing down his game plan, and he's still living. He's still having, like, I think it's all about, like you said, presence of mind. He's just had such good presence of mind throughout this entire set. That was
Finally.
that was a funny kill. That was a funny kill. Oh my God, that almost killed. Sour spot up air can confirm, not confirm, but off some DIs, it can lead it to back air. Goblin with the pop off, advancing further in this tournament. Unfortunately, BassMage's run ends here at, I believe, 13th?
13th. Very respectable 13th. I think that's the highest we've seen.
Can we get
yet
some
in
claps in
Ultimates.
chat? This would I assume this tournament is like the PGR equivalent of an S tier or
Yeah,
A tier
has
at
to
the
be.
very least. So guys, this is the best placement you have seen out of a Puff player ever. A solo Puff player.
We've seen a lot of rise from Puff in quarantine. BassMage is doing big things. HBox has been getting a lot better. And here we are at Majors now coming back.
true.
And we saw a little bit of Riptide, but even more here at Low Tide City. This was a amazing performance, especially
Yeah.
Send in person too, not
Yeah, that's
Wi-Fi and
wild.
stuff.
That's a wild W.
It is.